good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Quarantine Connect 2020. I understand that these are very testing times and a lot of people are experiencing difficulties in finding jobs. People who were already employed before the quarantine started, like stay-at-home campaign started and before COVID-19 struck globally, even they are facing problems with sustaining jobs. There have been some layoffs. There are people who are experiencing decreasing salaries and cutoffs just because the companies are low on budgets and they want to save some. So considering these issues, I have invited one of my friends. His name is Fabien, and he will be with us today, helping us understand how we can find better jobs if there has been a layoff, and how we can sustain our expenses in coping with salary cuts these days and looking for extra work that can help us survive in the economy. So Fabien, how are you?
Hi Nousheen, thank you so much for inviting me. First of all, it's really a pleasure to be here. I'm very well. Very well. Singapore is coping in quite a decent way with all the things. So yeah, happy to be here today to share my experience with the team and with the audience. So fantastic. Let's do it.
Thank you so much.
I just changed my name.
Yeah.
I just noticed that my name wasn't written properly there, so it's okay. It's corrected. All right. So let me know what's the topic for today. How can we help job seekers and all that?
Yes, since Fabien is the founder of Excellence Resumes, and he's been helping people find hundreds of good jobs with high salaries. His clients have been CEOs and CTOs and directors, and he has also been helping fresh graduates. I thought that he's the right person to guide us. So we are going to ask him a few questions related to job search. So if COVID-19 is there and the jobs are not the way they were before, how can we find a good job for us?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So first of all, this is a message for everyone who is employed right now. So before this situation, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, it's okay, I don't need a job, I have a job." But now, nothing is secure now. Like, you don't own your job. So even if you are employed, you must be in this dynamic of exploring opportunities, and get ready. Just in case something happens, it's your responsibility to have a plan B. You can't only be relying on your job, so it's very important. So now my message for everybody who is actively looking for a job, either you are employed right now or unemployed, my best advice for you is to, first of all, think about all your skills and your experience, because you've been working in the past, you've developed some knowledge, some expertise, and write them on a piece of paper. What are you good at? What can you offer that other people can't really offer? That's very important, because that's going to help job seekers build their unique selling proposition, and then once you do this exercise, you can really know how you can add value to a company and tailor your whole pitch, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, depending on your skills and how you can help other companies. So be sure of who you are, what you can bring on the table, and how you can help others.
If a job seeker has multiple skills and multiple strengths, how can he tailor his resume to get the job that he wants?
Yeah. So a lot of jobs, all job seekers have multiple skills and strengths for sure. Something that's very important is to identify the ones that are transferable, because some of them are proper to your industry. Let me explain. If you work in the oil and gas industry, and let's say the oil and gas industry is not doing well, and you want to switch industry, there's no reason to write that, for example, you are an expert in soil investigation related to the oil industry. You have to try to broaden this skill. Soil investigation is good, but within soil investigation, everything that's just proper to the oil industry, the oil and gas industry, don't even put it on your resume. Try to identify what other companies that are, for example, in need of people with an expertise in soil investigation. Try to identify what they want,
Okay.
So on your resume, how to put your skill and your expertise on your resume is very simple. First of all, know who you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Your ideal, how can I say, like your ideal prospect, like your dream prospect, your dream contact in a company. Maybe your dream prospect is a head of human resources in a multinational company located in Singapore and operating within the e-commerce industry, for example. I don't know. You need to go that far, even further, to craft your documents and work on your branding. So that person who's going to receive your documents and see your profile, she will resonate with what you're going to say. For me, I would even try, you see, Nousheen, I would even try to give even a face to my ideal prospect. Like, I will think, okay, my ideal prospect is this HR person in charge of recruitment for this company in Singapore or in Dubai or whatever. He's someone who is experienced as an HR. He's around 40 years old. He's been in the HR industry for 5 years. In Dubai, he knows the market pretty well. He knows this, that. And then you can really target your profile. So that person will say, hey, this is the guy I wanted to talk to. If they have a position to fill, they will, like, if I'm the HR, I must be like I tell my assistant, look, I want you to call this guy right now. This is the guy we need now. Call him now. Set an appointment. That's the type of reaction you're trying to create,
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. So it's very important for us to be talking to the person we are applying to.
Yeah, and your branding must resonate with that person. That's what I'm trying to say here, because I see too many people, like, look, even yesterday again, yesterday I think I received on LinkedIn maybe 5 or 6 messages of people. Their first message is, hi, do you have any opportunity in your company for me?
Okay.
It's clear that they don't know what I do. You can't do that. This is a waste of time for everybody.
Yeah, they're not specifying the position they are looking for. They are not even making meaningful conversation.
But even before that, they must know who they are talking with. Like if they ask me, like, imagine, Nousheen, I run one of the world's leading resume and personal branding agency. The person who asked me one of the person who asked me this question yesterday, he was what was his job? He was a supply chain expert. Supply chain leader in Dubai, in Middle East. And what my company? It's a digital business. How can you help me? Like, I will tell him. He needs help. This person needs help. This is what as soon as a recruiter or a headhunter receives such message, do you have any vacancy for me? Man, it's like, you are desperate. You can't do that.
A number of job seekers also think that networking can help them. So when they see a person whose title is like CEO or manager or senior manager, something of that kind, they start sending them messages, and a lot of messages are not well targeted. For example, I run a media company. So what happens is I get a lot of requests in helping people find jobs, and they're even applying, even when they're thinking that they should apply to my company for a job, they're sending me resumes without thinking who they really are, or if there could be a position of relevant nature in my company. In a media company, it's very different. You don't need an engineer. You don't need a supply chain officer. And I've been receiving too many resumes related to engineering and supply chain work. So the thing is that when...
But Nousheen, you see one thing, even if you need, even if I run a company and I need supply chain experts, you can't contact someone and ask straight away, do you have any vacancy for me? That doesn't make any sense. It's a bit like okay, it's exactly like that. Look, I'm on the street. I see you walking towards me. I go to see you and I say, do you want to marry me? It's the same thing. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't make sense.
So it's very important, you need to build a relationship, make sure you know who you are talking to. Maybe that person doesn't even want to work for me. Maybe he doesn't like what I do in my company, but he doesn't even know. It's just, it's I see it too much really. It's a sign of desperation. It's very sad, but it's very easy to solve. You know, it's all about having a genuine conversation and try to know the person you're talking to. Yeah.
The situation is such that it increased desperation in people. This is the thing.
Yes, yes, and even more nowadays, I think. And desperation, unfortunately, this is not what's going to get you a job. Recruiters don't want to hire people who are desperate. They want to hire people who can bring value to their company. It's the same thing. I feel sorry every time I see someone with their headline on LinkedIn written looking for opportunities. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Looking for opportunities, it's not a competitive advantage. You know, it's a basic thing. You must focus on your competitive advantage. You know.
Yeah, true. Because this statement only shows a situation. It doesn't tell anything to anybody, and it shows desperation and people. I believe that hiring managers are not paying attention to this kind of statement. Anyways, coming to the point, how to find companies that are hiring during COVID-19? Because the jobs are less and the job portals must be advertising less now. So how do we find good jobs and the companies that are actually hiring?
Yeah, so there are a few lists of industries that are doing well now. Industries, or especially, I will even say like different is sectors, or some of those lists, they will even show that companies selling that kind of product or that kind of service are doing well now. Obviously, video conferencing. I mean, just think about it. A company that was 2 months ago selling masks, manufacturing masks, and now they have multiplied their production by 10. And now they need to retail all that. They need to ship all that. They need people to do their accounting, their payroll. So contact those companies. If you are an HR professional, go and contact all the companies that are selling masks. They need help because their business is exploding now, and maybe they will hire you on a contract basis for 2-3 months. It doesn't matter. Just go and get a job. So do a list of all the services and products that are selling now, and then you do a list of all the companies selling those products, and you message them. You go on LinkedIn, you find the person in charge of recruitment or that, and you message them directly. They work with them.
Yeah. We have the call for the prayer. So let's pause for a few minutes and then we will pick up from the same point.
Okay. So yeah, I was saying that when you if you're looking for a job now, you need to look for companies that are hiring. So yeah, just a list of whatever service or product that are selling now, and then just a list of the companies that are operating, like selling those things, or and then you just go on LinkedIn, find the HRs in charge of the recruitment in these companies, or the CEO, whatever. And then don't ask this question. Don't ask, do you have any job for me? Never ask this question.
Yeah.
It's important. Don't do this. Don't make this mistake. You go, you find this person, you comment on his post, you say, oh, I agree, or great profile, or whatever. You just praise that person.
Yeah.
Then you send a connection request. Make sure it's personalized. You have to add a line saying, hey, Jason, I just came across your LinkedIn profile. Pretty great what you are doing right now. I like your profile. Happy to connect. And you connect. Hey, say, Jason, I can see you are in charge of the recruitment for ABC Mask. How is business going for you? You guys must have some hard time maybe dealing with all this volume of orders. How is it going? And just start the chat, But never ask, do you have a job for me, please?
Yeah, it's
never
not doing the job.
Never. Don't ask this question. Never, please.
Yeah.
You start the chat. That would be one of the ways. Then you can also, if you go on LinkedIn, you can see people who, people who are not complaining and they keep posting. There are people who mostly their job is not very much affected.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
There is a common trend. People are often criticizing the HR managers, and those controversial posts are getting a lot of likes and a lot of visibility and a lot of engagement. Do you think that if somebody is posting a lot of criticism, is the person who's going to attract more attention in a positive sense and will get hired quickly? Like people who are
Criticism.
complaining, who are whining, do you think that they are going to
No,
get?
no, no. This is not good. See, the worst you can do, the worst you can do is to be negative. You
Hmm.
know, I'm not saying, not even like criticizing HR people, just being negative online. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Recruiters don't want to hire negative people. They want to hire positive people because positive people attract positive people. Negative people attract nobody. Even the
Hmm.
negative people are not attracted by negative people. You know.
Yes, it's true.
So if you are negative online, you criticize just to get likes or views or whatever. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter because as long as you are negative, it's like you are shooting yourself in your own. I mean, in the foot. You know.
True. 1 second, please. Yes.
Yeah. Then I was saying that. Criticizing HRs, it's just because you are frustrated because you are not getting a job or whatever, it's not the solution because HRs, those people are also trying their best to do what they can with what they have. They have a lot of restrictions from their company. They cannot talk to everyone, so don't be frustrated if they don't reply to you. It's impossible for them.
Yeah.
Um, then if we go more into detail, HRs, well, you have also talented HR people with a good heart, but you have also people who are in their job, but they don't really like their job. So don't be mad at them for not liking their job. Maybe it's because of their company, the culture of the company is not good, or they are not being motivated by their boss. Maybe their boss is harassing them. You don't know. So don't be mad at HRs really. Uh, just focus on talking to the ones that you resonate with. The good ones are the ones you want to talk to. The bad ones, the ones that you think are bad, you don't like them for any reason. Just don't talk to them, but don't start publishing things just to get visibility online about
Yeah.
HRs. This
It
is
can
not good.
damage a lot of things. It can damage
Yeah.
reputation. It can damage your chances of getting a better job. People
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that you create controversies. You know what happens? They start
Yes.
thinking
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
are creating negativity and you are creating controversy. So better
That's
to
right.
have such a person.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah. You know, on the job portals, not all jobs are coming, right? There are still some jobs that are hidden and they are competitive, and there are some good salaries involved in such jobs. So how can we find a job of this kind, which is not on regular job portals, but is still there?
Okay. This is
And
my point of view, and this point of view might differ depending on who you ask this question to. But for me, job portals, it is a complete waste of time. I tell you
okay.
why. Yeah, this is what I think. Uh, Job portals, this is where you have the highest competition.
Yeah.
Everybody is going on job portals. If you have a high competition, that means you have to sell your services for the lowest price, because when you have a lot of competitors, company most of the time they will go for the cheapest. You know, this
Yeah.
is when they will tell you, okay, do you want you can work for me, but I know you are asking for $2,000, but we have so many applications, a lot of good applicants. We offer you $1,000. Job portals is like that because all your competitors are there. This is no good. And the worst part is not this one. The worst part is that because all those competitors are there, it's very hard to get a job, because every job post vacancy will get hundreds of applications. Instead of you trying to find a job, let the job find you. It's important. So work on your LinkedIn, work on your resume, make sure your branding is on point, make sure your value is clearly communicated and how you stand out from the crowd on LinkedIn, on your resume. You want people to find you on LinkedIn, so you don't have to go and find them. That's the best way. LinkedIn works like Google. It's a search engine. So if you have a great profile, properly optimized, you will never need to go on a job portal anymore in your whole life.
True. Thank you so much for this advice, Fabien. It's amazing. And I hope that everybody will make use of it. We will talk about the remote jobs and working online and how we can
Yeah.
find those next in the next episode.